Hello Capricorn, welcome to your August 2020 reading. And I don't know really where to start for you. You had some really, I felt like you were almost beating yourself up about something. Uh, for some of you, it's about a past person that probably didn't treat you the best. But for a lot of you, I'm getting that there was possible addictions or self-destructive behavior or some form of control that you had when it comes to something and really trying hard to beat it. And I kind of feel like that's past energy, but it's resurfacing and it's just making you feel shaky all over again. That being said, money looks really good for you. I feel like some of you are just so goal oriented, especially with this Page of Pentacles and this Knight of Swords coming up. I feel like you really are focused, tunnel vision on succeeding in a certain way. And I think your other thing to focus on this month is going to be originality. Capricorns have this unfair stigma of being boring and workaholics, but they're also very creative. Anyone can be creative no matter what your sign. It's also about placements too. But for some people, if you don't know a lot about astrology, you just take on that stigma, or you take on what other people's perception of you is. And I think this month, especially with the star, the moon, the Seven of Pentacles too, you really have to know who you are as a person and know that you are very, very talented, very creative. You're not just good at making money, you're good at creating money. And that's different than just working for someone and clocking in and catering to someone else's vision. Some of you, if not most of you, are good at creating opportunities from the ground up, from creating something from nothing. And I see that here in your spread. I do apologize, I have my window open. I love the sound of the rain, so hopefully it's not like too distracting. But yeah, I do see that some of you, or if not all or most of you, you're in the midst of creating an opportunity for yourself. Being artistic is great. I'm sorry, my throat is drying already. Um, I do see that while some of you are very business minded and very practical, you also do have a creative streak to you too. The Queen of Cups is someone very poetic and very um dreamy like, mystical. So I think you really are someone so multifaceted that people underestimate you. And then when you start shining, because you did get the star come out for you, when you start shining and showing off your abilities, then people are going to come out of the woodwork. And that might be a slight problem for you. I am getting the sense of false friends coming in the picture at some point, and there is a past person here that you weren't your best with. Either that was the beginning of an addiction or self-destructive behavior, or you're just engaged with that person in those type of that type of behavior because maybe they had it too, and that's a trauma bond for you both. And I think when you moved on and the other person didn't, they might try to drag you down, if that makes sense. I do just like to tell a quick little preview before I slide down to the reading because that might not resonate with everyone. And I don't want you to waste your time. My readings tend to be a bit long. So that being said, we can get started. I'll put the camera down to see the cards. And yeah, you got a lot of pentacle cards. Now that's a given that you are an earth sign. But for me, I just feel like you really are putting your all in making a foundation for yourself. I do get a sense that you weren't happy where you were financially, and I think you feel like you can do better, and that's where we're starting with the Seven of Pentacles. That being said, it being paired with the Knight of Swords, you're gonna need to show some bravery here. The minute you start focusing on yourself with the Seven of Pentacles to start, because I feel like immediately you're just trying to create wealth, I think that's when everyone wants a piece of you, if I didn't say that already. Everyone is going to want your attention. And your goal is to know what's worth investing in and what needs to be severed, and what's going to drag you down. So I feel like you're waiting around when you should be acting with this Nine of Swords. The Seven of Pentacles is patience. It's waiting for something to grow, waiting for something to sprout after already doing the work. but you need to show some bravery, and a possible pullback might be needed as well. I know that's kind of contradicting with this Knight of Swords here, but I did feel the energy of having to pull back from something. It's almost like you don't like or you don't want something, and you're waiting for the solution to just be dropped in the middle of your lap. It could be in regards to work, it could be in regards to love, to family, to. I got a lot of relocating cards for you too. So you're just, these two cards together to start the spread, you're really being asked to be clever. Because the Knight of Swords, yes, he's aggressive, yes, he doesn't take no for an answer, but he's also very clever, and he's also very, he's practical, but not in the sense of an earth sign practicality where they just keep going no matter what. The Knight of Swords is always looking for an original way, an innovative way. It's a lot of Aquarius energy here with this Knight of Swords. So you may be up for something, and you might not even know that other people are also in the mix as well, and it's low-key a competition. That's the vibe I get too with this Knight of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles. You're just being asked basically to stay prepared, to stay ready, to stay like on the go at any minute when it comes to this thing that you're really trying to achieve. And again, it could be anything. If it's a person, I always say you don't ever have to compete for another person. So I'm feeling it's more money, especially since the Eight of Cups is following that with the Eight of Wands. So that's two eights, and the Page of Pentacles. So this, like I said, I felt the energy of you being focused on money, but I also felt a past person in the mix. There was a point where the reading almost split, and your past person took over for a bit, but I'll get to that. Yeah, this was the initial card, the Eight of Cups, and I think this is you finally acknowledging that you may have been distracted, you may have been engaging in behaviors that were holding you back, and this is probably the pullback energy I felt that was so close to this card. But with the Eight of Wands and the Page of Pentacles, it's almost like this fire has been lit under you now that you've walked away and now that you've cleared a path. If you can't really tell, this is a train. This is my Impressionist tarot deck, by the way, that I really love. But this Eight of Cups is a train leaving the station, and I love that imagery. You're in a not so great relationship. This is that train leaving the station. It's a bit too late. It's a bit too far gone to salvage. So that's where you're starting your journey toward prosperity, and from there things move very fast. Like I said, a fire has been lit under you, especially with this wand energy, fire sign energy. You're ready to just dominate. The Page of Pentacles, it's very ambitious, hardworking energy. It's very honest, very I would say also creative. The wands get the stigma of being creative and passionate, but I do get that energy here too. This Page of Pentacles. So you love something and you're creating new ambitions for yourself. You're possibly even relocating, like I said, with this Eight of Wands and this Knight, because that's a lot of travel energy too. Some of you may be transferred due to work because of this Page of Pentacles, so you might get news that you might have an opportunity, but it may require you to move or relocate for it, or even to just change jobs in order to take that opportunity. But it could even be because you ended a relationship and moved on from something. You are living on your own now, and really just being able to dedicate all your free time to your business. But between this and the Seven of Pentacles starting the spread, lots of money for you, lots of opportunities for you. And it comes almost immediately after you move on. You could even be moving on because of all these opportunities, and you're just realizing, look, why am I stuck with this person? This person doesn't value me, they're not helping me grow, I'm not at my best with them, so I need to just do me. And this is where I feel the little weirdness here from this past person, because this is the Four of Pentacles, and if you look at the imagery, this is a slightly older man just looking at four ribbons, hanging on the wall. And I don't know about you, but this is just very wistful, reminiscing type of energy for me. It's almost like he's looking at what might have been or what could have been. And this is I feel like this is your past person, especially with the Six of Pentacles with it. Um, long story short though, like there's this kind of split I'm feeling where the rest of the cards in this spread apply to both you and your person, but for slightly different reasons. Of course I'm going to focus more on you. So these two to me, again, is just you getting a lot more focused. You probably left your relationship with this Four of Coins, where it's just, all right, this person withheld a lot from me. They didn't give me the energy I gave them. Breadcrumbing with the Six of Cups. They probably didn't spoil me with this Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is the miser card, the Scrooge card. This is not someone who takes their lover on shopping sprees or nice vacations, or not to say that that makes a relationship, but this is someone that fully had the ability to do so with the Six of Pentacles and didn't. So with that, you just kind of, all right, well, I'm marrying you now. And that's probably could be the split in the type of energy I see. You're probably mirroring that person where you're taking back your energy. You're not going to be generous either if you're not getting anything in return. And you're diverting that energy into yourself, and you're probably taking yourself out. You're probably splurging on yourself. And I think that in doing that, you're realizing, well, if I can do this myself, why do I need to be with this person? And that's when you start taking a step back. And that was that Eight of Cups we saw right before this. Um, and this is just also where I started to feel that creativity, especially with the Six of Pentacles and this Four of Pentacles together. It's like, all right, well, you withheld a lot of your creativity from people. You may have been scared to show the world your thoughts or who you are or what you're capable of. But now it's just, all right, whatever. I'm just going to give the best I have, and if you like it, that's it. If you don't, I'll keep trying. But I really feel you getting creative business wise. I think you also come up with an original idea, and you kind of want to hold on to it to yourself with this Four of Pentacles because you just don't know what it's capable of yet. You also don't want anyone to try and take it from you because I really feel like it's an original idea, an inventive idea, and I do get the energy that it's smart to hold on to it and not share it because it could end up stolen from you, especially since you did get the Seven of Swords later in the spread. So you're cautious in work, you're cautious in love too, because I feel like you want to succeed and set a foundation for yourself, and you also want to wait before you can trust anyone again with this Four of Pentacles. I do feel like your past person really misses you though, because like I said, there was very wistful energy here. Normally the Four of Pentacles is guarded, but here they're kind of looking and regretting, like, wow, I really didn't put my all in this. What would have happened had what would have happened had there been an even give and take here? If she or he wasn't the only one kind of trying, would this relationship have worked out? And that's where I feel your past person's head's at. They do, like I said, they miss you, and I think, especially with the Six of Pentacles here, I'm really getting the sense that they know that they are about to be replaced. And it's almost like in the past they knew how valuable you were and what you were capable of becoming. And I think they really like that they had your loyalty because you came up as a Queen of Pentacles twice. That's wife material. That's someone very loving, very kind, but someone very honest and loyal. They're not going to step outside of their relationship or step outside of their marriage. So if you're with someone that is not as honest, not only are they going to do that, but they're going to love the fact that they don't have to worry about the same being done to them with the Six of Pentacles. So I'm feeling like, all right, they thought they had you, locked up, caged up, and then not only did you leave and flourish, now they kind of feel like, all right, well, she or he is about to find out who they are, what they can get, and it's going to be way better than what I gave them. So there's no reason for you to come back to your past person, and now they're sweating a little bit. If that made sense. I was trying to talk in the tense of the person that I was connecting to, which is your past person. But basically, they're a little bit insecure right now, for sure. I think that now that you've taken your loyalty back, now that you've taken your freedom back, and now that you're no longer with them, they really feel that they're about to be replaced for good, especially since we got Temperance here and we got the Five of Cups. So this is kind of where I feel like you are just trying to repair yourself from the damage that's done. And you're also trying to forgive whatever mistakes you've made. And I do feel a forgiveness being directed toward your past person too, but I also do feel you trying to resist them because I don't see them leaving the picture even after you've left the situation. I'm also seeing that deep down you know that this is a destructive relationship. It's a toxic relationship. Um, I I feel like this person has the capability of dragging you down, and you can't let them. If you see this card, one person is drowning, the other person is turning away, and it can mean so many things. But for me, it's like when you go to rescue someone that's drowning, you have a huge chance of being pulled under yourself because this person is just grasping for air and trying to just hold on to anything to get to the surface. And that's the kind of relationship I felt or feel like you were in. With this Temperance card too, it's almost like whenever you come together, one person is healed and whole, but then the other person is just suffering and really struggling to be sane or be safe or be smart. It's very imbalanced for sure. So I do see you taking a stand, and you're doing the hard thing by turning away from this person. This is not something out of revenge. This is not something to be petty. This is just for your greater good. This is for your ultimate healing here with Temperance. You put in already so much time, probably with this relationship. So you're taking the stand and you're doing the hard thing by saying it's over for good. I think again you're just someone who probably gets underestimated a lot, and your person most likely never thought that you were really gonna go anywhere, at least not for good. And I see that you pulled that plug and you've rescinded your energy. These two together though, the star and the moon. Sorry, my throat is like super dry right now. I'm just gonna take a huge gulp of water. Forgive me. Yeah, this is a lot of information, so I'm trying to just like get it to you without like being a 40-minute video. But the moon and the star, it was really interesting to me. I love these two cards together. It's also telling me though that from the success that you get from the star card, because this is wish fulfillment, but your personal wish fulfillment. Um, and I feel like it's more of a personal thing, not to where, you get an XYZ amount of money or XYZ job or XYZ relationship. It's just, if your goal was to be a more kind person, this is you achieving it. If your goal was to be more confident, this is definitely a self-confidence card too. And normally with the star, you achieving a personal goal really quickly after comes, a more physical goal. So in becoming self-confident, then yeah, maybe you get a large following or you become famous or just achieve what it is you wanted to do on the physical plane. But it starts inside, and that's what I see these two cards together as. The moon, of course, we all know shadow work, or could be a sign that shadow work is needed. But outside of all that, especially with this Chariot card here that came up to clarify, I feel like false friends are going to be a thing for you, and they're going to come pretty quickly with that Chariot. You're going to have to look at inner appearances, and you're really going to have to learn how to read energy with the Star card. As you elevate, your intuition is going to have to grow with you. Otherwise, you're just going to be put in really dangerous situations where you won't even see it coming. And it's going to feel like it's fast, but if you, really grow that intuition the way you've grown outwardly, then it won't be that hard, and you'll definitely get past anything that tries to trip you up. I also see that you're searching for the truth here too. I'm almost feeling like it's like your inner truth with these two cards together. And in regards to love, I'm just seeing a lot of shadow work coming where you're kind of questioning what your priorities are in love and what you're drawn to. Because the moon, it can be very magnetic. We know tides and all that. It's really just what you put your security in and what you found as a security blanket for you. I think this is you allowing yourself to be out of your comfort zone and just be fully naked and vulnerable. But with that being said, that magnetic thing, I feel like once you do that inner work and you're just so confident and so bold, a lot of craziness might come to you with this chariot. Um, you probably have people that want to come and just lay claim to you, and you're gonna really have to cut out the unnecessary and the false. And I think once you do that inner work and confront like the dark parts of your psyche or the dark parts of your memories, then it's going to be really easy to just adjust for you. Especially since this was the first of two times I saw the Queen of Pentacles and she came up. I think that it's dawning on you that life is about to change or is changing with this Four of Cups and this Ten of Pentacles. You're just trying to see where it's headed and how far away you are from what you wanted, how far away you are from your ideals, your morals. I think you want a family with this Ten of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles here because she is a wife, she's a mother. This could be a family expanding because the Four of Cups can be an addition to your family. The Ten of Pentacles can be growing a family. So for those of you who wanted that, this is a sign that you're on your way to that. But I think you really just want people to love and nurture you the way that you have loved and nurtured other people. I think that this is coming to you, but you're really putting in the work to make it so. Your future is with someone who just they have the emotional parts that you want, the emotional attributes that you want, but it's gonna look completely different. That's also what I'm getting with this Four of Cups, is that you're gonna have to make some concessions in some form, and it won't be, oh, this person is unfaithful, this person's a liar. It most likely may be that, oh, this person doesn't look the way I've always wanted my soulmate to look. They're not from a place, or they don't have the type of job I wanted them to always have, but here they are, and this is exactly what I wanted, aside from one or two very small things. But around here, though, is where I see the warning to not be desperate or foolish. Especially with the Strength card here too, you're gonna have to show some resolve. This queen in particular, she's the most emotionally intuitive of all the queens in the deck. And all of the queens, I feel like personally are very intuitive and have their own strengths, but hers tend to be on the emotional side. The cups are known to be emotional anyway. So I think again, especially with the Moon card and the Star card showing up, you really have to dig deep and use your intuition. The first step is, of course, acknowledging how powerful you are with the Strength card. Because, like I said, Capricorns that tend to have a stigma are boring, not emotional, cold, detached, all about money, and I feel like that doesn't apply to you. That doesn't apply to just Capricorns in general, but that's another video. You have to acknowledge your strengths. You have to acknowledge that you are an emotional being, that you are vulnerable. And after doing that shadow work, I see you being able to do that. And you can't allow yourself to just let things unfold. You have to make active choices. You have to take an active part in your life. But you also can't let lust and desire take you away from what you are set out to do. And I'm getting that lust, desire, past addictions, toxic behaviors, that is a slight downfall or downfall material for you. So you have to find a good balance between your head and your heart with these two cards. So don't let desire, don't let lust motivate you when it should be your intuition and it should be your inner strength. Especially with this Ten of Swords here. It's funny that I came out this morning in my collective reading that I post on Instagram, and I mentioned on that post how I love this rendering of the Ten of Swords. Usually the person is lying face down and the swords are in the person's back. But here you see this person just relaxing and the swords are around them. and it's almost like he pulled them out of his back himself. And it's to me, it's like it shows that this was a definite ending. It needed to happen. And if it hasn't happened already, it will happen, and you'll be relieved once it does. If you did walk away, though, you need to maintain that barrier, because it does look like a past person is trying to break it here with the Seven of Swords. It's looking like they're trying to trap you into coming back and giving your energy into them again. Because that's the thing about people that just take. Um, no one is able to just give until they're depleted for very long. So when you're that type of leech, you're always going to have this Ten of Swords with someone, and you're always going to have to try and be dishonest in order to get that back, because you're never going to present yourself as someone that's going to give absolutely nothing to a connection. You always have to put on this false mask and pretend like, all right, well, things will be different this time. These two cards are telling you things that most likely won't be different, and to keep on your path. The Devil card came up here too, and I think if you both shared addictions, like I mentioned, in certain vices, that person is either using that information to hold on to you, or they're using, the vices themselves to get you back. So take that as it resonates, if it resonates. I don't want to attach that label onto anyone, but I would be remiss, especially with the Seven of Swords or with the Devil card. That's really, really deceptive, toxic, negative energy. Even just one of those cards. So to be honest, I almost got a no one will ever know you the way I know you type of energy, especially with the Moon card too. There's some really dark taboo energy here, and I almost feel slight obsession. Um, because yeah, this was a connection where one person was probably way more invested romantically than the other, but there was a slight freedom here. So if there was something that you felt restrained in doing around other people, most likely with this person, you kind of were allowed to be yourself, and that could form a slightly addictive energy around a relationship that should be done with, should end. Um, I think with the Moon and the Star card coming out, you just really have to know your triggers. You have to acknowledge your past. You have to acknowledge the darkness. The Temperance card too is just healing, and you can't heal if you don't admit what you need to be healed from. So this Devil to me is just what you need to heal from and confront it. And don't see it as you being imprisoned by your addictions or your past behaviors. See it as just something you have to live with and struggle with every day. It doesn't box you in. It's not a trap. It's not a prison. It's just a fact that you have to deal with, or memories you have to deal with. Definitely forgive yourself. Never consider your weaknesses to be who you are as a total. You're much more than the sum of the mistakes you've made. And even at the lowest part, um, just know that that's not fully who you are. Like, your lowest point is not your most stable. It's not where you're going to be forever. The Queen of Pentacles was at the bottom of my initial spread deck. So you really are someone loving. You're really someone kind. And I feel like this is what your past person is regretting losing. Even if they have no intentions of living up to deserving you, they still are going to try to weasel their way back in somehow. So just be prepared for that. I do want to pull an Oracle card. I have no idea what I'm going to call this video. But I do see so much money, so much creativity coming toward you. See where we are. You got Basil luck. As I talked about money coming toward you, luck is really on your side for sure. I think you need to take a really clinical, conscious approach to a lot of the decisions that you make, and just know that you are still very emotionally strong. That you are an emotional person. I don't know if anyone has ever tried to make you feel otherwise, but here you needed to hear it. Here it is. You're very creative. You're very artistic. And like I said, I really felt the energy of you're someone who can create opportunities. Because that is a form of money as well. Let's pull an oracle card. My law of attraction deck. Funny enough though, I did get new love coming in for you too. I can't pinpoint exactly where. It was mostly a lot while shuffling. Oh, I'm so sorry. I saw a lot of offers possibly being presented to you at some point. And I think you're just being a little picky. And like I said, the person you end up with who will most likely be the best for you, maybe someone that you just don't look at that way right now because of one or two small things. But when it hits you, it's going to hit you like, wow, this is probably someone I should try to give a chance to. Especially with that luck card too. It might be like a really random meaning. In flow state, in the zone, loving life, focused, high frequency. Skill means challenge, flotation therapy. You know what, this applies to you in several different ways. Loving life, being grateful, especially with this Four of Cups. The Four of Cups can also be taking stock of what you already have instead of trying to look past it and ask for more. I don't get ungrateful energy from you, especially with these two Queen of Pentacles coming up and the Queen of Cups. I do feel like you don't love yourself as much as you love other people or care about other people. Which is not to say that you have awful self-esteem with this Star card. It's just you're willing to give love rather than accept it. I think it's easier for you to just give than to take. And you kind of need to balance with that Temperance card too. High frequency. So you might have been dating someone very low vibrational with this Double card here. And low vibrations, they tend to take people down with them. That was something that was constantly repeating. Someone is dragging you down, someone is hindering you. You have to cut ties because you might be drowning with them. It could be friends, it could sadly even be family, but I'm really getting that it was a past person for some of you. I do want to pull one more card. We're actually pretty good on time. I'm proud of myself. I try to keep my videos under 40 minutes. This is my Oracle deck. Let's pull one card just to see where the theme of your current month is going to be. So that's from now until middle of September. But you need to watch your back creatively though, because you might come up with an idea that's a bit too good, and you have to protect it with that Four of Cups. Forgive me. And otherwise, I'm seeing possible relocation too, like I mentioned. So just be flexible. Oh, harmony, peace, balance, friendship. This is Temperance right here. Balance for sure. So that's your theme this month. I just want to say a few things quickly before I end your video. I have my Patreon, all my socials in the description box per usual. I do want to thank all 100 people for following me, even though I'm sure not all of you will be watching this. The ones who did subscribe and follow my socials, I'm so grateful. My Patreon has extended. It has love readings for those in relationships. It is 18 plus because it's slightly more of a sexual nature. My cards are a bit more risque. I have readings for those in relationships, those in a breakup, and what your ex wants to say to you. But until then, I'll be making a mid-month video next week for you, all the signs. And I will see you soon. Stay safe, stay happy. Bye.